Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham. I'm at the 2022 Investment Showcase on the Gold Coast, where I caught up with Aurora Energy Metals Managing Director Greg Cochran. Greg, welcome to the Resources Roadhouse.
Thank you very much, Wally. It's good to be here.
Well, a first timer for the Roadhouse. Welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Aurora Energy Metals. Now, just before we came on air, we're having a brief chat. You've got projects in the US. Basically uranium with a lithium cherry on top. Would that be correct?
An excellent way of putting it. Thanks for that, Wally. Yeah, it's a well-defined uranium resource that goes back to the late 70s. One of the more significant uranium deposits in the US, but more recently people have realized that the overlying lake bed sediments actually contain lithium. So, you mine one, you get the other for free, apart obviously from the processing side.
So, uranium in the US in recent times, it's sort of having a bit of a renaissance, so it's a nice time to have that project.
It's good to see that there's this realization, rational realization, that we can't do without nuclear. We need all of the above in terms of nuclear and renewables to actually resolve our climate issues. And so not only are they extending the life of nuclear, but for the first time in many years, they're talking in the US new nuclear. But most importantly, in order to supply the world's largest nuclear energy country, which is the US, they want domestic supply of uranium.
All right, so obviously a fairly substantial deposit you got there?
It is. Funny enough, when you benchmark it against other international deposits, people might say, oh, that's not that big. But it has the potential to produce about 1 to 1.5 million pounds per annum. And in the US context, that's very big. So, not many people realize that in the 1980s, when the US was producing about 40 to 45 million pounds per annum, they had 350 little rats and mice uranium operations. So 1.5 million pounds gets you noticed by the utilities in the US.
All right, and the lithium deposit on the top, it's also a good enough deposit for the market?
It's early stage on the lithium. We've whilst the uranium, as I said, is well defined, it's only a fairly recent thing that we've realized in assaying the overlying lake bed sediments that we've got lithium. Why we're guardedly optimistic about it is the fact that 10 k's away, Jindalee have got their McDermott deposit, and less than 30 k's away, all in the same geological environment, is Lithium America's Thacker Pass. And those are the two largest lithium deposits in the US, all the same stratigraphy, the same geology, the same clay-hosted mineral. It gives us a lot of confidence in our future as well, from the lithium perspective.
All right, well, everybody loves a little bit of lithium these days, so it's a nice little attention grabber as well.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like you've got a fairly interesting story developing here, Greg.
It's a unique and a very exciting story, Wally, absolutely.
All right, well, make sure you keep us up to date so that we can keep everybody else up to date. But until we hear from you again, welcome and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks very much for the opportunity, Wally. Take care.